1572. The evil, which is imprisoned by the Gregory mage on a high mountain. Wizards are warriors against dozens of creatures. That's why Gregory is tasked with protecting the world from witches. Many 5 later, a full blood moon appeared. Allow the seal to regain its power. Now, I can turn into a monster, know how to fly, and break the chains to escape. Meanwhile, Gregory was drinking in a pub when his apprentice, Williams, came to report the news of a girl who was infected with demons at the church. Gregory said he was resting, but a man in the restaurant reprimanded him for not helping. When this guy touched his shoulder, Gregory pushed him away and began to fight with the cup in his hand. He even gave him a sword to increase the drama, but he still used the cup to knock him down and pour wine on him. Then, Gregory and Williams set off for the local church. When fully equipped, they went inside and found a demon-possessed child chained to a stake. She used her strength to throw a cross at them, but Gregory was easy to catch. After her father confirmed that his daughter had been like that since last night, the child began to speak in a devilish voice. Tell Gregory that mankind has escaped. Realize that the witch is the one who is haunting the baby. Gregory placed a bag of magic powder on her neck. Immediately, the little girl collapsed. The flow of black chi escaped from the body, and her voice returned to normal. Her parents quickly took their daughter away. At that moment, always black chi coalesces, forming mankind. I started provoking Gregory and tried to seduce Williams, but to no avail. When Gregory signaled, William threw the axe at the rope and ceiling, causing the bell to fall, but Bankit quickly dodged and turned into a monster. Gout tore Gregory's chest before she flew away. William fired an arrow at him and threw a silver net over mankind. Nevertheless, rushed through the door, dragged William, causing him to hit the wall hard. However, William still did not let go of the net. Try to hold on tight enough for Gregory to come to his aid. The two joined forces to pull strongly, and silver in the net weakens mankind, forcing the shirt to return to its human form and fall to the ground. They locked mankind in an iron cage. But just as the Gregorio was about to close, I suddenly grabbed Williams and dragged him into his cage with mankind Cisco Williams and filled him with darkness until he died. Too painful and angry, Gregory set fire to the entire cage in revenge. Nevertheless, mankind once again turned into a beast, blow up the cage and fly away. In a nearby forest, I'm trying to hunt, but his sister accidentally made the animal run away. She reminded Tom that he still had a lot of farm work to do. Tom is not a good hunter, but he still tried, because he wants more than just raising pigs all his life. Suddenly, Tom begins to tremble and sees a series of visions of Gregory and a mysterious woman. These images appear frequently, so Tom's mother immediately came to comfort him. A few minutes later, Gregory appears at the farm. The mother hurriedly hid her necklace. Gregory said he was looking for a boy who was the 7th son of his 7th son and asked to be fed. Tom admitted that he was the one he was looking for, and Gregory offered to pay his family to take him away. Tom's mother was worried that this was too dangerous, but Tom still wanted to go because he realized that Gregory was the one who appeared in his visions. Before leaving, Mom gave Tom her necklace. Angry, he always had to wear it with him in the meantime. Mankind returns to his lair and finds his sister, Lizzie, severely burnt. Immediately healed her, then used magic to quickly repair this place. After a long boat trip, Tom and the Gregorio to the city, Gregory gave him some money, tell him to go buy supplies. While he stopped by the pub, while walking around the market, Tom discovers that the locals have arrested a girl named Alice and are going to burn her alive because they believe she is a witch. Tom realizes that Alice is the girl in his vision, so they immediately rush to the rescue. He tells everyone that he is Gregory's student and will handle this witch himself. So, the crowd agreed to let him take Alice. When arriving at a discreet place, Shrimp cut the rope for Alice. She warns him that all of Gregory's students die prematurely before leaving. Alice begged Tun not to tell Gregory about her that night. Alice returns to the lair of the evil faction and reveals that she is Li Ji's daughter. Mankind is delighted to learn that Alice has tracked down Gregory and declares that they need to summon all the dark creatures in the region. Wait until the blood moon appears in the meantime. Shrimp entering the Gregorio, crossing the Tom Forest, are constantly startled by terrifying ghosts. Gregory explains that wizards only destroy monsters that are really dangerous and that Tom shouldn't be afraid. Soon, in short, the beginning of the Trembling Calm has an illusion of mankind escaping from the cage. Then, he lost consciousness and only regained consciousness the next morning at this time. Calm realizes that Gregory is on a boat, along with a dwarf demon named Tuesday. Last, they landed and went to Gregory's house. The place is full of weapons, ancient books, and strange machines. Tom finds a carpet embroidered with the symbol of the falconry, a noble group of knights. He used to fight against dark forces. They're also the ones who train all the 7 sons of 7th Son. In the past, the association had thousands of members, but so far there are only ordinary Gregorios left. A Vietnamese course lasts 10-5. Nevertheless, Gregory said he only had 1 week to train big, because they had to stop the man before the blood moon appeared. This event only happens once per century, and the last time, it made the witch so powerful that it sparked a fight that night. Tom is woken up by Gregory's call for help. He went to check and found an armor containing a skeleton inside, but no one else was seen. When Tom turned to leave, the armor suddenly glowed and began to move, and he immediately ran away. While the armor chases, destroy any door that gets in its way. It launched a spear at Tom, but he managed to dodge and climb onto some machines to try to approach a higher platform. The armor uses chains to climb onto the platform and continue to attack with swords. Destroy everything around because the shrimp are constantly dodging. The armor threw him off the pedestal and jumped after him to grab it. But before it could kill Tom, Gregory used his staff to disarm it. Gregory quickly overwhelmed the armor and continued to attack until it destroyed the source of the dark power within it. Then, he severely scolded Tom for not obeying the order to stay in the room. This means that he failed the first test immediately. Gregory threw the staff to Tom and then rushed to attack with his sword. While hitting and ridiculing his family, Tom is still not a good fighter, and Gregory quickly cornered him, pressing the net of the sword against his neck and declaring that he was of no value. Angry, Tom threw a sword over Gregory's head. This made him change his mind and decide to continue coaching. Picture, Gregory teaches the mind of mankind's army of demonic minions, and his most powerful subordinates also learn to throw knives, to recognize metals and herbs that can hurt dark creatures, how to distinguish each type of monster and protect yourself from spells. Meanwhile, in the lair of mankind, her high-ranking subordinates are coming one after another. Mankind summons an army of demons when one of the subordinates looks directly at her and immediately kills him for disrespect. Witnessing this, Alice realizes that mankind does not care about her own comrades and tries to warn her mother, however. Lizzie said that mankind would never harm their family that night. In short, he wakes up to hear a noise and finds Alice bathing in the lake. She asks Tom to turn away before she steps ashore and uses magic to get dressed. Hope to keep a secret. Nevertheless, when Tom turned back to hold her hand, a flash of light appeared, and Alice had no choice but to confess that she was a witch. According to legend, if a witch touches a man in the moonlight and sparks appear, that person is her true love. Alice also insists that not all witches are as evil as Gregory says. In admitting that she had been watching them both about to kiss when interrupted by the noise made by TUC when he had a nightmare, Tom went back to check. But when she turned to Alice, she disappeared the next morning. Their group heard the city bell ring. Signal the mage is being summoned. At that moment, a group of knights appear and take them to the city. It takes about 2 days to move. Upon arrival, a priest told them about a terrifying monster that no one dared to approach. The monster is locked in a cage and looks like a bear. But Gregory immediately realized that it was Euron, mankind's bloodthirsty subordinate. Gregory ordered all the soldiers to leave and made sure the door was locked before declaring that he would fight alone. Euron breaking the cage and rushing to attack Grigory Gorin, throwing silver powder at him. Forcing him to return to his human form, a duel broke out. Both of them showed great fighting skills when Euron cornered Gregory into a large gate, throwing an object at Wu Zhong's head, causing him to let go of his master. Nevertheless, soon after, turned to attack loudly, beat him to take advantage of that moment. Gregory suddenly attacked from behind. Continue the war. This time, Gregory had the upper hand. Forced to climb the wall to find a way out, Gregory orders Tom to jump on an iron cage to lure the dragon as Tom jumps down. Gregory cut the rope, causing the cage to fall down and crush the male dragon immediately afterwards. Gregory with the chain, but he turned into a bear again. Tom quickly threw in more silver powder to break the solution. Before he went into Gregory to join forces, Gregory and Tun pushed Yu Zhong into an iron cage and chained him tightly. Knights can pour oil into the room, and Gregory ordered the shrimp to light the fire to finish €1. Nevertheless, Tom is not brave enough to kill a human, so Gregory had to do it himself. After the uranium is completely burnt, Gregory tells Tom that he will be useless if he can't kill the witch, then left. All of this was witnessed by Alice afterwards. Alice sneaks up on Tom and says that she's been researching the spark between the two of them. She explained that sometimes it symbolizes a cohesive faith, but sometimes it's just magic dust. Alice also reveals that Gregory once fell in love with an unexpected witch, Nadirais, and the two spent the whole night together. Tom wants to run away with Alice and find a safe place to live, but Alice says that no place is really safe, even her words trigger an illusion. In it, Tom sees the world in darkness and mankind kills Gregory. Worry, Tom decided to go back to his teacher and give Alice a goodbye kiss in the meantime. Mankind gathers the rest of his subordinates and receives news of the death of Anger. She ordered Lizzie to go and arrest Gregory immediately. Lizzie turned into a bird and flew away the next day. Tom found Gregory, who admitted that he had fallen in love with mankind before. I'm not a bad guy, but did the fear and hatred change when it was discovered that Gregory was married to someone else? I killed his wife out of jealousy. Gregory immediately arrested him, but didn't he hatch to kill? So just keep her in custody. Now, he regretted being kind, because mankind continues to sow terror in the world. Gregory leads Tom to his wife's grave and explains that he is strict with him because he doesn't want him to make the same mistake as he did. 2 teachers and students continue to go, but they were forced to stop the carriage, and the horses appeared to warn them at that moment. The ground shook and began to crack, causing the horses to panic and flee. A giant monster named Gag suddenly appeared, knocked the carriage over, and threw Gregory and Tom to the ground. Gregory warned that it was impossible to fight the Bogard and ordered them all to flee. The Bogard lifted the carriage and threw it towards them, causing the group to roll down a hillside and roar. Make the monster stop for a moment, but then he swung his hand and knocked him away. Gregory and Tom run into a tunnel in the mountains, but in the end, he was stuck on the edge of a cliff. The Bogard had now slipped through the tunnel to catch them. leaving them with no choice but to jump into the river below. A fisherman on the raft discovered and helped them get out of the water. Gregory thought they were safe. But right then, comic books, the girl suddenly jumped into the river, causing everyone to be thrown away from the mother child. The monster immediately grabs Tom, but he quickly stabbed his hand with a knife. Forced it to let go, Tom climbed on the stump's back and stabbed him hard in the back due to the pain. The monster couldn't swim anymore, and both he and Tom were swept away by the rushing water until they fell into a waterfall. Bogard slammed into a rock and died instantly, while Tom fell into the river and was lucky enough to swim to the shore at that time. Lizzie appeared. She warned Tom to stay away from Alice and threatened him with a good sword, grabbing the net just as his necklace was glowing, unleashing a stream of magic that knocks Lizzie out and drops the weapon, realizing the stone on the chain. Lizzie is astonished to say that it belongs to mankind. Then it immediately turned into a bird to fly away to report the news a few minutes later. Comment Gregory again. When you see the necklace, Gregory realized that it was the unborn stone of the witch's most sacred talisman. It helps to increase their power and make their illusions more realistic. Gregory says that if Tom's mother owns it, it means that she is the witch who stole the stone from mankind. This also explains why shrimp always have strange illusions at the lair. Mankind is trying to convince Alice that Tom is just as cruel as Gregory Alice, that Tom is not. Bring canes to make a deal. If Alice takes the eyes from Tom, I want to act out the photo afterwards. Mankind uses magic to strengthen his subordinates and orders an attack on the city. The city gate exploded. His subordinates rushed to slaughter civilians. A person who turned into a giant monster, while another grows many arms, used the sword to fight. Tom's mother leaves her daughter with a friend and goes out to fight. She uses magic to control a pitchfork 3, rushed towards a subordinate. She snatched his staff and finished him off on the spot. At this time, he was killing nearby knights. Feel the flow of magic. Mother Tom Owl took the first step, but mankind quickly counterattacked, wrapped her in her tail, and burned her alive in the flames. Stay in the mountains. Alice waited until Tom was alone and approached him. After a kiss, she asked, "Do you want to run away together?" There was a man who confessed that he loved her. The conversation was interrupted when Gregory appeared, and he immediately used a spell to bind him. Alice insists that she's a spy from mankind. Tom didn't believe it, and despite his teacher's warning, he cuts the rope to release Alice, fleeing, and Gregory angrily grabs Tom and shows him that the stone has disappeared. That means Alice kissed him just to steal it. Tom immediately ran into the woods to look for Ollie, but he was quickly surrounded by Radu and his subordinates. Even though he fought hard, the number of enemies was so large that he gradually exhausted. At that moment, Gregory and Toops rushed into battle. After taking down enough minions, Tom's group tries to escape, but is stopped by a cliff that the minions bring a large and full tree trunk to fall into the precipice. They also threw a rope at Tom's leg and pulled him down. According to Gregory, reach out his staff to pull the Tom up, but he slipped his hand and fell. Taking advantage of the distraction, Radu threw a chain at Gregory, tying him tightly and dragging him into a net. He intended to kill Gregory, but was ordered to bring him back alive in the meantime. Tom was lucky to survive the fall. He had an illusion about his mother's death. Her ghost appeared next to him and told him to be strong, because only he can use the stone to prevent the mane from regaining his spirit. Tom finds Gregory's staff and saves. He was still hanging on the edge of the abyss that night, in a lair of mankind. Radu used the blade of knife to cut Gregory's ties and kicked him out of the cage. Brought to meet mankind, Radu informs the wizards that Tom died when he fell into the throne. Lizzie told her daughter that this was good for her, but Alice was still angry and frustrated. At this time, mankind uses the stone to hypnotize the Grigori, trying to force him to take his side. Gregory stepped closer, and just as they were about to kiss, Alice suddenly rushed into the middle, snatching the necklace. She quickly dodged the guards and ran away, destroying the magic of mankind. Gregory screams in panic when he realizes that he is almost controlled, angry. Mankind wrapped Gregory's tail around him and threw him into a building later. Turning into a monster and flying in pursuit of Allie. Sleazy begging his sister to spare Alice, but was desperately ignored. She also transforms to chase when mankind is about to attack. Alice Leedy rushed in and grabbed mankind's wings and pulled her down, causing them both to crash into the stone pillars. One of the pillars began to fall, forcing Alice to roll to the side to dodge, accidentally dropping the stone under the rubble. Lizzie is seriously injured when she brings the needle into flames. However, the two witches still don't stop fighting in another corner. Radu slammed into the ground as he transformed into a giant monster, roared at Gregory's face at the same time. Alice tried to find a place to hide, but he was immediately caught and found that the shrimp pulled out the knife. Threatens Alice and asks her to return the stone. Alice explained that she had lost it and that she had only taken it to protect him at that moment. A henchman who discovered the surname Tom quickly threw a knife at him in the face, but accidentally revealing the location of both other subordinates immediately came. But he appeared to stop them now. Tom and TUC fight hand-to-hand with Tom's minions using Gregory's staff. While taking advantage of her superior strength, Alice also had to defend herself when she took advantage of the situation to attack her. However, Lizzie suddenly rushed in from above and slammed straight into mankind. The battle continued to be fierce, and Tun confronted a female subordinate with incredible speed who continuously swung his knife to attack. He noted that she paused to turn into a wild leopard. Tom took the time to find the stone again. He immediately put it around his neck and activated the power of the staff. Gregory burned the female monster in a matter of seconds. Meanwhile, Alice was still running around looking for a way out. After defeating a minion, she encountered another subordinate. He quickly overwhelmed her and almost finished her off, but Tom rushed over in time, attack, and burn him with his staff in another corner. Radu has now turned into a monster that captures Grigory Gorin contemptuously, saying that Radu has no honor for not daring to fight like a real man. Provoked, Radu reverts back to his human form and throws a sword at Gregory for a duel. Both have equal skills, but Gregory was quickly slashed deep in the abdomen and forced to hide. Radu knocked down a pillar to force him to reveal himself, but Gregory quickly countered with a sharp chain, eventually knock him down and kill him on the spot in the sky. Mankind grabbed the glass, biting her neck and stabbing her with her sharp tail. Lizzie also stabbed back in time, causing both of them to scream in pain and fall to the ground. The two return to their human form, and Lizzie begs for Alice's forgiveness, but he only called her a traitor and coldly killed her afterwards. Mankind returns to his lair, and Gregory tells Tom that he must end this matter himself. Tom went inside, ready to finish off the Mankind. However, just pretending to be weak to suddenly grab his neck as soon as the final blow appeared. Threw a knife straight into her heart. Kill her instantly before she dies. Mankind whispers about a mysterious curse without hesitation. Tom lit a fire to burn the color, and the nightmare once and for all. Then, Gregory used the healing wand to engrave a mark on his big ears. Officially, he became a magician. Alice came to see Tom, wondering if the spark between them was really fate or just an illusion to answer the kiss. She proved that his feelings were real, however. He chose the path of a magician and had to leave. Gregory officially retired. Leave a tree, the house and accommodation for Tom to take care of. At that moment, the bell in the city rang, signaling that Tom's first mission has begun. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Thank you for watching.